When you're going to drink a whiskey, the most important thing is really enjoying it your way. I became curious about whiskey because I'm a Canadian with Scottish roots. It made me think of my family. It made me think of my own history, my own heritage. I learned how to appreciate the beautiful aromas, the character, the diversity that this category of liquids had to offer. And then I began my journey with the Macallan. My name is Nicola Riske, and I am Regional Education Manager for the Macallan in Southern Europe. When you're going to drink a whiskey, the most important thing is really enjoying it your way. So let's explore that today and talk a little bit about how I approach a whiskey when I'm nosing and tasting it for the first time. Now, for me personally, I always start with a whiskey neat. And that's because I always want to see, what did the whiskey maker intend? How was this whiskey created? When diving in, first, whenever I take a look at a whiskey, first I'm going to appreciate that beautiful color, right? That gorgeous natural color. When getting into the glass, I always say, smile. You've got a whiskey in your hands, so you should be smiling. But by smiling, you're actually doing yourself a favor. You're parting your lips, you're opening your mouth. And this is a great way where you can really, really open up that retronasal effect, right? So you can really appreciate the aromas and flavors that are in the glass. For me, when I dive into this, there's immediately this beautiful sweet vanilla, toffees, butterscotches in there. There is this beautiful sort of orange sweetness as well, this citrus note. That is the American oak expressing itself. Then I like to give my whiskey a sip. When you give your whiskey a sip, I always say let it rest in the middle of your tongue and then give it a chew. Let it really play across your palate. So let's give this one a sip now. What I find here is that orange sweetness begins to grow and heighten and dance across my palate. And immediately there's this burst of cinnamon that is absolutely stunning. That is coming through from our European oak. Now, another opportunity when enjoying this whiskey is adding a drop of water. Adding water to whiskey is like adding oxygen to wine. It opens it up. It changes the molecular structure of the whiskey and gives you an opportunity to really explore the depth and the character of the whiskey. Add a couple drops. Give it a swirl. And take a look. Oh, those orange notes continue to open up. And right now, that cinnamon note is starting to soften a bit. So let me give it a sip again and see how it's changed. Absolutely delicious. Now, I've shown you two different ways to enjoy your whiskey, whether neat or with a splash of water. Now, some love enjoying a great ice ball for their whiskey, which is a great way to chill and not over dilute your whiskey. When you add ice to your whiskey, it is going to, again, play into those different flavor compounds, right? So it's going to chill some of them and make others bounce out, more expressive, right? Now, my last way that I enjoy a whiskey is in a fine cocktail. I love something that is going to really lift that spirit out of the glass. With a 15-year-old in particular, I love a classic whiskey highball. I like to use sparkling water and then just simply with a nice orange twist. And for me, it's so refreshing, it's so light and easy, and again, it still really lets that beautiful spirit express itself fully and dance out of the glass. I think the most important thing is to enjoy your whiskey responsibly. And I do believe that it really is up to the individual at the end of the day. If we can't be our authentic selves in the way that we enjoy our whiskey, what are we doing?